So D stands for drawing, E stands for expenses, A stands for asset, like I've just dealt with bank account here, it's an asset, it's debit. L stands for liability, E, equity of owners, R for revenue. So basically, this is what it is. All right. So the first three letter D, E, A will be showing debit balances, while the last three will be housing credit balances. Change that to red. Okay. So that's it. Dealer will help us to identify what balance account to be holding. So let's now look at it in more details. Drawing. Drawing here could be relating to unincorporated business like sole trader, partnership, when they draw money for work done as owner of business, they call them drawing. It could be relating to incorporated businesses like limited company. In this case, what they are given for their involvement with the company are called dividends. So that's the drawing for unincorporated and dividend for incorporated businesses. Now, expenses. These are expenditure or money incurred which is expensed. The benefit has been derived. So basically they will include things like rent and rates, light and heat, and so on. These are expenses. They all carry debit balances. Any expense account will be a debit balance account. Very rarely will you see a credit balance account for an expense account. This could be an error or certain item posted in the wrong place, which is an error, basically. Asset, again, we have debit balances. We've explained that already in my bank account here. Example of it is bank account. But for assets, it could be relating to long-term capital asset, which are called non-current asset, like plants, vehicles, or to short-term capital assets, which are called current asset, for instance, inventory, and so on. This is assets, and they all house debit balances. Now, coming down to L, which is liability, from here downwards, any account under this heading will be in credit balance. Liability, again, could be of a long-term nature, capital liability. These are called non-current liability, like loans, debenture. There could be short-term capital liability, like payables or short-term loan, which are due within 1 year. These are called current liabilities. Okay. Now, coming down to E, which is equity of owner, they all carry credit balance as well. Owner could be for sole trader or limited companies. So for sole trader or partner, their equity are headed as capital accounts. So they are all in credits. Whereas for limited liability companies, their equity are in their capital accounts. It could be ordinary share capital or preference share capital. E for equity. Now, for R, which is revenue, this is basically, again, the income from business operations such as sales, fees, commission, etc. Now, sale is the normal sales, fee is for professional people, businesses, commission could be also for agents, people like estate agents that earn commission on the deal they arrange between the principal and then the final customers. Moving on. Here we will use mark example. I will name it case study 3 to explain our lesson here. Quickly, I always read. Mark started in business as a cobbler 1st February 2020. Okay, if you read down, you notice he brought in his assets like shoe rack, computer, brought them into the business. He got a loan from the bank, and so on. So go through this Mark scenario. The idea is to understand what is written in this example or the case study. We will need to use it to answer or to explain what we just learned. So that's bank transactions, which are there showing accounting transaction and accounts. Then we go, okay. Cash transaction again, carry on, go through it. The stationery there, payment to supplier there, workers there. Now, from this case study, you will need to fill in the next table with the assistance of the mnemonic dealer. So you will use the dealer, as I explained that to you here, the dealer. Use this to help you fill in the table, next table, next sheet here. As usual, I will recommend you go through it gently, line by line, starting from the beginning, and use it, fill in the table as you go along. Okay. Now, drawing, let's assume we've read it. We know what this mnemonic stands for. Again, let me bring it up for your attention. Okay. Just to demarcate debit from credit, I will kind of highlight this again, red. Sorry. Come on, undo that. Okay, undo that. And then bear with me. Right, I got that now. Red. So that's credit. Now looking at this, answering that question, from that we notice that as Mark is a sole trader, he will have his drawings only. However, there is none yet from this scenario we've read. No drawing was found there. The expenses from the case study, we can identify lights, rent and rates, and so on from the case study. On the asset side of things, we can see again that he has long-term asset, baking machine, computer, and then shoe rack, I call it SR for want of space. And then he has some short-term asset as well, which are called current asset, inventory, and prepayment. On the liability side of things, we notice that he has bank loan. All this will be in credit. And then he has liability to the suppliers, which you call payable and accrual. All this will be in credit balances, mind you. So all the above three here are debit balances. Everything here should be debit balances, and from here onwards should be credit balances. So equity again, we notice as a sole trader, he will have capital account, and this will be made up of those assets he brought in. His shoe rack, let's highlight that. His shoe rack is one, underline that. And then his personal computer is another one. Okay, 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 bold. All right. So those are the things that will make up his capital account. All right. the last one here, the last grouping in this mnemonic dealer, okay, is the income from business operation, such as sales. As Mark is not a professional nor agency type of business, his income here is term sales. So, this is how we will deal with this and then identify what balance account we hold. Here, this mnemonic is just, we have to live with it. Don't ask me why. These are debit balance and these are credit balance. Just like any other, in a different country, they drive in different way, side of the road. Some drive on the left hand side, some drive on the right hand side. You don't query it, you just follow the instruction or the traffic sign regulation. It's like asking me why the sky is blue. I can tell, but yeah, it's blue. So this is how we have to live with it and carry on with that. Okay? If you enjoy my lesson today, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are a newcomer, and please don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to be alerted when I post my next lesson, such as maybe journal entry that we are unable to cover in today's lesson. Until then, see you and remain blessed.